easing right along into the midweek perfectly. See, there's an adverb. For those who don't know, catch up. That thing took off like a wildfire the other day. He is Zach. I'm Brad. This is a brand new Village Vice. Zach.
Yeah.
I've been trying to think through some thoughts the last couple of days.
Yes.
And I know Auburn has the best receiving room in the SEC.
Okay.
But like for 100 years, to win the SEC, you needed to run the ball and stop the run.
Yes.
With a few notable examples or exceptions. Spurrier's fun and gun teams for the most part, but even they had a running component.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe Burrow. I mean, I know they had Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but they were built on the 1,000-yard receivers and Burrow.
Okay.
I just wonder if it's not a bad thing if this team becomes a lot more run-oriented.
Yeah. And I do philosophically, yes, I agree. Like, if you can run the football, it helps you win games 100%. As far as like on the path to getting there, I do wonder in conference play if that's going to be how defenses try to stop Auburn. Because up to this point, Baylor, well documented, the 2 high safeties. And then Ball State, not a state. Not only are they not a state, they didn't really try to stop the run either. They said in quarters, they just didn't want to get beat out. And that's fine. Like, I think that strategically makes sense. You might see a similar thing with South Alabama. Oklahoma, though, like, to win in the SEC, you have to stop the run as well. And so they're going to see different stuff in conference play. And so I don't know if we fully know what this team's strength is, if it's passing or running the football.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Running the football is always good 100% of the time.
But like, we went through the whole off season, and I think I said it louder than you did, that I expected Auburn to be much more pass heavy than last year, or that we've seen at Auburn in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have all these receivers, and it's smart to get the ball into the hands of your playmakers. And so that's what you need to do. And last week, Malcolm, Malcolm had 4 catches, but Horatio had 6 and Eric had 4 and Cam had 7, and they spread it around. But looking at a few other stats and watching like those 2 tackles, Chaplin and Murphy, what are their grades for pass blocking and run blocking through the first 2 games? And I don't buy in. I don't have it, no.
Do you want me to look it up?
Sure, if you would, and I'll set it up this way. I don't care that Auburn has played Baylor and Ball State. I understand that it gets tougher when it comes to SEC play. But what we're about to do is give you some stat rankings nationally. And for the most part, almost everybody has played a Power 4 and a group of whatever. Okay, a power and a group, and that's the way it's been.
Mm-hmm.
So these are just rankings. These are comparisons. And I think it's reasonable to do that for this discussion. So the question is the run blocking versus pass blocking grades for Auburn's 2 tackles through the first 2 games of the season. And Zach is looking that up now. I should have given you a heads up.
No, you're good. All right, so pass blocking, Xavier Chaplin, 67.4. That is 8th on the team.
You'd like that to be better.
You would. And then Mason Murphy, 17th on the team, 54.3.
Okay. You'd like that to be better. Now, their run blocking, I'm going to assume, is much better than that.
Mason Murphy is 2nd on the team, which Sam Turner is 1st. So among offensive linemen, that's Mason Murphy at 77.5. And then Chaplin is 6th on the team with 66.9.
Okay. I thought that would be higher, actually, but especially at right tackle, your strength is run blocking. Your strength is running the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And while Cam Coleman and Eric Singleton are dynamic playmakers, and Horatio Fields is a leader and a tremendously reliable guy, we could say he's reliable after 2 weeks. And Malcolm Simmons is a playmaker, and you have other dudes that can make plays.
Yeah.
Damari and Jeremiah did pretty well as a 1-2 punch against Baylor. We know about Jeremiah's explosiveness. We know how high they are on Damari, and we know that Jackson Arnold led the SEC in rushing after one game where he got 16 carries.
Right.
I just wonder if it's time to not even necessarily pivot, because I don't know what the coaches had in mind, but from our perspective of talking about this team as a maybe playmaker at receiver first type of identity, is it time to rethink that a little bit and start looking for more of a run-oriented approach?
Well, I mean, I think Hugh Freeze's offense, like the RPO, it just, I think it depends. I think it depends on exactly what they want to do. Another factor of this is, like, to run the football, you need more than 2 healthy backs going into conference play. And
That's
like,
fair.
I think Damari will be back by Oklahoma. I kind of get the impression that if Oklahoma was this week that he would play. That's my gut reaction. But like, does it make sense to run in a bunch this week against South Alabama when your RB2 is, a guy who's supposed to be playing high school football right now as far as age goes? So I don't know. I don't know how they'll handle that.
I think that it might mean they call more runs for Jackson, maybe not this week, but certainly against Oklahoma and Texas A&M before you hit the open date in Georgia.
Well, and you know what more runs for Jackson means?
It means more milkshakes for Jackson.
That's correct.
Yeah. I think this conversation came up or popped into my head, Zach, because you continue to hear you got to get it to the receivers, got to get it to the receivers. I think there was some social media discussion today about NIL valuations and what guys are getting, and well, then you got to use them. And yeah, like there's an element of that to the way you put a team together today. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're looking for what gives your team the best opportunity to win through 2 games, Auburn's average yards per rush is 11th nationally. 11th nationally, 6.5 yards per rush.
Mm-hmm.
Rushing yards per game, 10th nationally.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterback is sacked on nearly 11% of their passing plays. That is 114th nationally. I think you're going to start to see other teams who have 100 analysts and people who dig through stats and trends and things like that. They're going to start crowding the box and trying to take away the running game. But until they do that, that's your recipe. You lean on it. You play to your strengths.
Yeah. Yeah. And I still think it's too early to know what our strengths are. I mean, the running back room is banged up, and that we haven't really seen Jackson Arnold be able to run the RPO part of the offense against the defense that's going to do different things. We just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is exciting. I think it's exciting. I think South Alabama is going to play something similar, and then you're going to look at how Oklahoma defends them, and I think Oklahoma is going to have some questions on what to do with his offense. I think that's a good thing for Auburn. And over the course of really the next month, we're going to see what Auburn really believes that they're good at, because the next month is the most important part of the schedule.
It is a pretty interesting setup, because after you have Major Applewhite as the head coach at South Alabama, offensive pedigree, quarterback at Texas, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Georgia, what do those 3 schools have in common in their head coaching role? All 3 guys come from a heavily defensive-oriented background. They were all successful defensive coordinators. So they're all going to have a pretty targeted approach to do we take away the inside run? Do we take away the edge? Do you take away the receivers? Are you okay giving up 7 yards on first down?
Right.
I'm going to tell you, if Auburn averages 7 yards on first down, run or pass, you don't stop that consistently.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I just wanted to bring that discussion to the table, Zach. After all summer of, you better look out, Auburn's going to pass, Auburn's going to pass, Auburn's going to pass.
Right.
No Jarquez Hunter. What's it going to look like? I still think at the end of the day, you may see a more run-heavy, certainly until teams are stacking the box and stopping it effectively.
Yeah, and once again, like, I think the SEC is going to – I think defensive coaches are going to want to stop the run and make Jackson beat them with his arm. That's how I would defend Auburn. I think that's how you're going to see SEC coaches who I mean, especially come from defensive minded. Like, I think you can't give up the pass. In those situations, and like you can't but you also can't let teams run for 4 or 5, 6 yards a pop on you. And if they have to pick one of those, they're going to stop the run. That's my gut. That's my gut reaction on it.
We've seen that from Auburn against Baylor. You said you cannot let them be balanced. So DJ Durkin said, all right. Now, he didn't say we're going to give up 400 yards passing.
Yeah.
He said, we're just not going to let them run the ball. And if you have to bend but don't break against the pass, okay. And that's what they did, and it worked. You cannot let a team run the ball, though, for 200-plus yards. Like, you will lose every time when you do that, because that other team will stay on the field. They'll wear you down. You'll be jelly-legged in the fourth quarter. You have nothing left.
Right.
So, all right. It's fun to get into this and see what South Alabama tries to do Saturday.
It will be.
Does Hugh Freeze seem different to you? We're going to talk about that after Zach tells you how to get that phenomenal hoodie that he has on.
Yes. Go to rowback.com. Use promo code. Where is it? Barn20.
Barn.
For 20% off your order. You can get the performance hoodies. You can get the collared shirts. You can get anything you want, really, over at rowback.com. Just use promo code Barn20 for 20% off your order today.
You can time it perfectly. Won't be long before we'll be doing holiday stuff, and the weather will be cold. Right. You need those hoodies and quarter zips, and so head on over to rowback.com. Did you see? Of course, you saw the clip of Hugh Freeze in the locker room before the Ball State game, where he talks about how playing for something more than yourself, and then he describes the hypothetical fan who drove for hours from who knows where and saved money all freaking year to watch you play.
So good.
Owe him something.
Oh, it's so good.
I don't want to be dramatic. I never want to be dramatic.
You can be a little dramatic.
It felt like a little bit of a turning point. It felt like you're watching a coach who feels differently maybe about this team, or feels like he's in a different place with this team than he has been the previous 2 seasons. Maybe he gave speeches like that in 23 and 24, and we just didn't see it. I don't know. But the way he's talking at press conferences and the way he was at media days and something like that, being made public, does the head coach seem a little different to you, Zach?
I mean, it definitely seems like he's more passionate and got more energy to throw into it this year than he did last year. I mean, we went live during the game here on the Barn, and that's one of the things I said to Kyle after Robert Woodyard's forced fumble that got called back because of the forward progress, and Hugh Freeze was just lighting up those officials. And I'm like, honestly, I think this is a net positive, because we haven't seen Freeze do that in a minute. And I want to see more of that. That's who we saw when he was at Ole Miss and was overachieving at Ole Miss. Like, I want to see more of that passion.
Yeah.
And then we see that pregame speech. It's like, whew, goodness gracious. Had chills the first time I saw it. It was awesome.
That didn't just play with Auburn fans either. It played with opposing fan bases. You can read the responses, and there are people from there are Alabama fans and Oklahoma fans and everybody else chiming in and saying, you know what? I don't want y'all to win ever, but I love that. That was outstanding. And I do love that these guys are like hired hands. They come in to do a job, and they're paid so well. And sometimes you wonder, are they in touch with what's really happening out there in the world, in the fan base?
Yep.
It's a relatable moment. It's a relatable moment, and it just, again, it feels a little different.
Yeah, it was, he sees me.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that that's like the core common fan that loves Auburn so much. Yeah, I thought it was great.
And this idea that because Bruce talked about this from day one taking the basketball job.
Mm-hmm.
There was a commitment made to basketball, and he feels like he's got to work very hard to earn that commitment. He wants to give back to the people who have made that commitment and given him the opportunity.
Right.
And in a not so dissimilar way, Hugh Freeze has been given this opportunity, and it shows. It's proof that he recognizes the opportunity and is grateful for it and wants to give back, wants to perform, not just to earn a salary, but because he kind of understands and gets it, big picture, what's at stake.
Yep.
And so that played well.
Yeah. I mean, you got to know, like, there's been so much of an investment to this roster, and to Freeze and to these guys with this new era. But man, that was a props to Wiggle Plus for seeing that. I mean, that was and the way they edited it. I mean, it was perfect.
The way it was
for anything more.
Yeah, no, the way I did. I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you brought that up because the shot to Tiger Walk on the word, do it for others more than yourself, and then you get that shot of thousands of people at Tiger Walk and the families, and
I mean, it was like 40 seconds long. It was perfect.
Yeah.
It was perfect. Yeah. The way they faded the music in and out, like it was great. Yeah. I mean, no notes. Absolutely perfect.
No notes. All right, we do have some notes because on our show Monday, I said I objectively want to know if you're being negative after the Ball State game, where is it coming from? And I got some response. And so I wanted to go through those if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Vice Squad concerns.
Just going into it, like before you read, because you've already read them, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
How valid are these, would you say?
I think some of them are valid. I mean, they're valid at different levels. I think the first one is incredibly valid. So the first one is the kicker has trouble kicking the ball if it's beyond 35 yards. The backup is hurt. The backup to the backup is unproven. Yep. Fair. I mean, we talked all year or we talked all off season.
Right.
How the kicking game could have won you 3-4 more games last year. You get in a tight game, you'd like to know you can make a kick.
Right.
I don't have a lot of notes on that one, other than guys are allowed to get better.
Guys are allowed to get better. Guys are allowed to get healthier. And, coaches are allowed to coach and game plan in a way where like you're kind of playing left-handed when it comes to 40+ yard field goals. That's just part of it. Does that change what you do on 3rd and 6 if you're on your, the 40-yard line? And like, I think the answer to that is yes. Now.
Yeah. Yep. You made the point. You beat me to it. Exactly. You could see play calling change on 3rd down when now you're going to call 2 plays and not just 1.
Right.
So that we'll see how valid that becomes as the season goes on, because we'll see what kind of adjustments they make.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the second one that this is from Ben on X. He says, of the 2 deep balls Jackson threw, one nearly hit the outstretched cleat of the defender, meaning I'm not sure he can hit passes of 25 yards plus.
Got it.
I don't know if citing one example on a day where he goes 24 for 28 is great, but yeah, do we need to see the deep ball more effectively? Yes. They also haven't played a defense that's given them opportunities to throw the deep ball.
Yeah, and also, how do you know, was it the right route? Was he pressed longer than he could have been? Like, I think there's a lot of stuff that we just make assumptions and we always put it on the quarterback.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not ready to say Jackson can't do anything yet. I mean, we haven't seen enough to know. Like, I don't know why that's the assumption is, oh, he's not good enough. Like, why is the assumption not, he could figure that out. I don't know. That's just a weird mentality, way of viewing the world type thing, but that's okay.
Or the assumption being, well, because of one missed pass in very limited opportunities, they haven't played a defense yet that's given them a lot of chances to throw 25 plus downfield.
Right.
All right. Kind of the same point. I think this is a related one. The third bit of feedback was, if Deuce is the backup, he's not ready to take over for Jackson and still hope for a win against the SEC. I think that's a real stretch based on 3 drives with every other backup on the field.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Okay.
I'm not even going to comment on that. That's stupid.
Okay, I agree. And then this is another offensive. I think all these were offense except for the special teams. Auburn has plenty of speed. Don't believe they have a true power back that could get 1 to 2 yards when it counts. Gashing Ball State and Baylor through open holes don't show this.
So we'd rather the offensive line not make holes now? Is that what this means?
Yeah, I mean,
what they're saying.
You also have. I'll tell you who's a power back. I mean, I think Damari is a power back, could get you 1 or 2 yards.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah,
But
he didn't play last week.
I think Jackson Arnold can get you 1 to 2.
I think
for
they all can get
11.
you 1 to 2. Like, I don't want
Yeah.
Cobb there on 3rd and 1, but like, what are we
Yeah.
doing? What are we doing here?
Yeah, Damari lined up in the backfield on 3rd down and 1, and an RPO with Jackson or Damari, and those guys with those good run blocking grades up front. They get you a yard or 2. They get you a yard or 2. Not concerned about that at all.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Like, the running through wide open holes isn't enough for me. What? What
Against
do you mean?
Baylor and Ball State. Hey, Zach, I ain't gonna be happy till they do it against Georgia.
That
Gash them.
I mean, that's almost like saying, I don't know if Jackson has great ball placement because he always throws it to the most open guy. What?
Right. Yeah. Let's make it more difficult. I don't want those easy throws to the open guys.
Yeah, that's strange for sure.
Okay, I don't know why we're throwing the wide open receivers on 1st down when the corner is 12 yards off the guy. Why aren't we taking 8 on 1st down, second down and 2? Why don't we throw deeper?
Right. You got any more? These are great.
No, those are the ones. Those are the only one. And I said I'd be objective, and I was as objective as I could be. I do genuinely appreciate.
And they might be right with, like, if the season advances and Jackson doesn't develop, any accuracy deep or whatever, like,
yeah,
that could happen. But the one throw in a game where he went 24 of 28 is not why. Like, can we agree on that? Like, that's not why.
Right.
So
again, these guys aren't robots. This isn't a video game. These guys aren't robots. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. Wild.
So that's what we've got. If you have other concerns, lay them out objectively. We'll address them. I think special teams one's legitimate. I got no pushback on that whatsoever. None.
Yeah, no, the kicking thing is not ideal.
Yeah.
And I mean, fortunately, they went in with backup plans, and now we get to see if the backup plans work.
Right.
And is it ideal? No, but it's literally like we're plan C right now. I mean, how often are plan C's going to be great options? But hopefully McPherson gets healthy. Hopefully Towns clears up, and hey, hopefully Gibbs takes advantage of an opportunity. So all 3 of those things could totally happen.
Yep. That's it.
I was in a meeting at the church this morning.
Yeah.
And Dr. Church was brought up. That was I learned that Dr. Church, retired professor, I didn't know what he taught.
Uh-huh.
You want to guess what subject he taught?
Writing composition, English composition.
That's where my brain went.
Yeah.
Accounting.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
Well, that makes sense then that it would bother him so significantly, because accountants are like so
it would bother him
organized.
Significant.
Yeah. Yes, I'm sure it did. I'm sure it did. And he brought it up to you real adamant.
Yeah. Yep.
I in no world expected the adverb conversation to garner the response that it got earlier this week.
It was awesome.
There are times we talk about stuff, and then when we stop recording while we're posting everything, we go, that people are going to really respond to that. People are going to talk about
was not one I thought would land at that level.
Nope, not at that level. It was adverb central for a little while around Vice territory.
Yep.
But look,
so everybody's I'm hoping everybody calls him Dr. Church now because it's objectively funny.
Yeah. If we're giving names to everybody else is getting called Brad Wipes and whatever else, then we need Dr. Church to be
I don't
Dr.
have a
Church.
name.
That's because you're the king of all media. You just don't embrace that.
I don't embrace it.
Howard Stern labels himself the king of all media. I think everybody needs to refer to you, and you push back on this pretty staunchly, as the king of all media.
Man, so many people would hate that. if I started this being like, welcome on in. I'm Zach Blackerby, the king of Auburn media. I don't think that would land. I think that would be, I don't think that would go over well.
I think people, well, okay. I think the people who would be upset about that are not the people you care about being upset about that.
That's probably true.
That's
probably true.
I think your audience wouldn't mind it even a little bit.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like a lot of my audience doesn't actually like me.
Well, look, a lot of Stern's audience doesn't actually like him either.
Touche.
A lot of Rush Limbaugh's audience didn't actually like him. A lot of these guys, yeah. So anyway, and look, if it doesn't come from you, if it comes from if the audience demands it, what you gonna do? You got to roll with it.
I don't know.
Steve Winwood, roll with it, baby.
Okay. The one I thought would take off more was the muddy it up stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that would land more than it did.
No, didn't really garner anything, did it?
It garnered some AI stuff on social media, which is objectively funny, but that was about it.
No AI T-shirts for that, though.
That's true.
Like ball is not a state.
Yeah, that just happened. That was awesome.
when you got people creating T-shirts off of AI images, off of something that you say over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. What if Kobe Hudson had worn a T-shirt with just NWR?
I tried. He wouldn't message me back. I tried it. I'm like, dude, I think we can make some money off of this, and he wasn't interested.
Never went for it.
Nope.
Oh well.
Nope. And then he got hurt. I don't know if you remember this. This is one of like my least favorite things that ever happened to me. Then he gets hurt, right? And then we were like, we're going to try it with Demetrius Robertson, who was the transfer that we had that year. And when he came here, like we had DM'd a little bit, he was going to come on the show and it just didn't work. And then we were like, all right, let's try it. And I think he scored a touchdown or he had a big third down conversion in whatever game.
Okay.
And I was like, Demetrius Robertson is a natural wide receiver, ... doesn't have the same ring to it. And then after the game, he like just DMs me about like, how like he is this receiver and all this stuff. And I'm like,
didn't get it. Didn't know the context.
Yeah. Like,
clearly
blocked me. I don't know. And I'm like, okay. Like, I hate that because like I liked him. Every time we talked, he was very friendly. So does he think I'm a jerk now?
That stinks because it comes. It could come across as an anti.
Get it. If you don't know the inside joke, like I totally get it. So it's definitely that interaction changed how I tweet about things. 100%.
Huh.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting. Hey, how many people have you blocked on social media? Yeah.
I don't think I've ever blocked anyone. I hide notifications from a lot of people.
Yeah. Okay. I've muted a couple, but not a
mute. Yeah. I don't think I've ever blocked anyone. Okay. Because then like they see you can block and like I want people to listen to my show. You know, I don't want people to stop listening because I blocked them or whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of Auburn media members have blocked me though, which is kind of wild. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've been blocked by a couple of media members, not Auburn ones though.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. I think that does it.
There. It does. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for subscribing.
We're too candid here. Got to stop. Got to stop the show.
I'm so glad you did it because I was right. I was coming up on the edge of the cliff.
Yep. We need to be done. Yep.
We need to stop. We need 100%. To stop right now. Subscriber numbers are taking off. We appreciate that so much. We appreciate you choosing to watch or listen to the show, however you take it in. Remember, until next time, everyone has vices. Make sure Village Vice is one of yours.